How to manifest money fast, the exact step-by-step formula you can use today. How would you like to manifest a small amount of money, maybe $100, maybe $500, $1,000, or a little bit larger chunk, $10,000, $15,000, $20,000, and also do it very quickly in the next 24 hours, maybe 2 days, 40 hours, or even this week. It's absolutely possible for you. And on today's video, I want to walk you through a step-by-step formula myself and all of the members and clients I've coached use on a daily basis that produces really outstanding results. Just before we jump into the video here, definitely throw a like on the video, go ahead and subscribe and hit the bell icon so that you can get notified when we put out new manifestation videos and personal development, because it's all about, and this channel is all about taking all this knowledge and providing you ways to actually apply it to get tangible results. So let's jump right into it. Manifestation, as we know, it's a term that many people think is magic, right? They're trying to manifest something, they do affirmations around it, they might do visualization, they might do gratitude, trying to shift their programming, whatever it is. And they hear about all these things and it seems like it's magic. You put out what you want and somehow overnight it's going to land on your table, and next thing you're going to have $1 million. Or you're just going to magically show up in your dream car the next day, or the dream home, right? Manifestation isn't magic. What I like to think of it as is a system. It's a science. It's something that's more predictable than not. Sometimes manifestation can be very unpredictable to the person that thinks more of it magic, more of just send things out and it's supposed to come in, rather than thinking in terms of it's a system, it's a science, it's a process I can follow. Let's start with step number 1 of 5, and definitely throw in the comments as I go forward all of the things that we mentioned here on how to apply the steps as we walk through the video implementation formula here and now. Step number 1 is actually getting very clear about what it is, the very specific amount of money that you want. How much do you want to manifest in the next 24 hours or this week? $100, $500, $1,000, $10,000, whatever it is. How much would you like to manifest? Now, it's a really great question. Most people say, well, I mean, if it's all impossible, let me put down $1 million this week, right? But really, deep down, you have to go to the core center. What do you deeply desire? Most people just want enough to pay off the bill by this week and then a little extra put into their savings, investment, or go have fun with it, right? So they don't really want $1 million right this week. Really, at a deep feeling level, they want an extra $1,000. Pay for the bills, save a little bit, and then have some fun with it. Go on a trip, or at least start saving for a trip, right? So the step number 1 is really getting clear. What is it that you really, really want? And you don't have to go huge. You want to be able to believe it. Okay. A lot of people don't believe they can manifest even $20,000 this week, even though it's possible. A lot of people don't believe it. So try for now. Go with something that you kind of believe. It might be a little saying like, how is it going to actually come? But you can somewhat believe in it. Take that amount of money and then write it down in the present tense. Something like, I now received an extra $500 effortlessly. I just now received an extra $200 effortlessly. I just now received an extra $5,000 effortlessly, okay? You want to put that into a present tense statement, and I'm sure you've heard that before, where we take what we want and we put it into the present as if it's done. And in later videos, we'll go through the process on exactly why that is. But first and foremost, make sure you have the present tense statement down. And then in the comments below, to keep yourself accountable, just go ahead and write that in. I now received whatever it is. It's going to make you uncomfortable. Everyone's going to be able to see the amount of money that you want to manifest. But keeping yourself accountable is very, very important. It's actually going to say, this is my word, I'm doing this. So step number 1, take the exact amount of money that you want and write it in present tense, put it into the comments below. Step number 2 of this is actually forming what we call an end scene in the imagination. Now, the imagination is where everything is going to be created. It's like the filter. You're going to put an image on the screen of your mind, and that's going to be impressed upon the thinking substance, the universe, if you want to call it, the subconscious mind. There's many terms that people call it, but basically your higher power. Your imagination is where you go to actually receive all of this. Now, you probably have heard about imagination before. This is probably not a new term. You know about law of attraction, you know about subconscious, all this stuff. But are you using it in a great, empowering way, the best way it could be used? That's the key question here. So step number 2 is actually closing your eyes, and for 60 seconds, you're going to form an end scene in your imagination. Now, what's an end scene? You're going to picture something as if your desire is already done here and now. So, for example, you could log into your bank account in your imagination, that is, and see in your checking account or savings account or however your accounts are set up, see the extra amount of money in your account. So you see like an added $1,000, or if you wrote down in $500 and added $500, or maybe you got an email, somebody sent you a payment if you're a business owner, right? And you see that also as a notification, something like that. So an end scene is something at the very end as if you already received it. So we close our eyes and we start mentally picturing what it is. Now, a lot of people have trouble mentally picturing what they want. And again, in later videos, I'll talk about key ideas on how to get crystal clear on visualization, how to work it best. I'll give you some tips on that. But for now, do your very best, especially if you're already experienced in visualization, okay? Think of this in terms of I'm communicating with the universe or God or higher power. Don't think of it in terms of visualization. Visualization, most people have heard, it's cliche, it's common, right? Think in terms of I'm speaking to the universe. I'm telling the universe, this is what I want. Think of it as like you're sending a text message over to it and it starts to receive it and says, oh, okay, Scott, you want this. Okay, you want this thing. Step number 3 of this process goes with step number 2, and that's feeling it. If you're like me, I used to do 10,000 affirmations in a day. It would take me an hour in the morning, an hour at night, and I was just trying to get through all the affirmations instead of feeling it, instead of trying to believe it, right? And it doesn't work. Manifestation doesn't work that way. The key is feeling. We need to feel as if it's already done. So when you're mentally seeing in step number 2 what you want, clear in your mind, your imagination, okay, you want to feel it. You want to actually feel as if you've already received that money. Now, most people say, well, how do you do that exactly? What's the best way to do it? Well, just the same thing as if you did receive $1,000 cash today. I gave you $1,000 or somebody gave you $1,000. How would you feel? You'd probably feel excited. You'd be thankful, grateful, exhilarated, unexpected excitement. Like, wow, this is awesome. Thank you so much for the extra money, right? This is going to go in so many ways, right? You might be excited for what you're going to use the money for, right? So in your imagination, in your end scene, see yourself being thankful. How do you do that? You match your inner speech, your mental chatter with the end scene. So in your end scene, your imagination, okay, you're seeing the mental image and you say, thank you, universe. This is so good. I'm going to use the money for such great things. Thank you for delivering the $500. The $1,000, whatever you asked for in step number 1, right? Or another one is see in your mind that you're saying, I am so excited now that I've received $1,000. And you say it in your mind rather than out loud. So step number 3 is you got to feel it. You got to feel as if you're already in possession of the thing you're desiring. And again, how you do that best is matching your inner speech and matching it just as if you've received it in the physical, that you received in your mind. Act as if, think in terms of that, and actually hear yourself saying, I'm so thankful, I'm so excited. Say those words in your mind. So comment below, where are you at? Write down your end scene. If it's a little hard to imagine, write down the thing. Write down what you would feel. How would you feel as if you received the money? Just write down one keyword: excited, grateful, unexpected surprise. Maybe you're used to manifesting money, so you'd say, well, I feel normal. I feel like this is expected. That's okay as well. Just make sure you have a feeling associated with step number 3. After 60 seconds of this visualization, or what we talked about, talking with the universe, step number 4 is letting it go. Now, there's a difference between doing repetition to change your belief system and reprogram your mind and everything. And then also on the opposite side is letting it go, doing it once and letting it go. In this case with this money, we're not trying to change your money mindset. We're not trying to change your current consciousness to a wealth consciousness. We're not trying to elevate your thinking into prosperity thinking. We're not working on that right now in this video. Right now, we just want to receive something. And the best thing that we can do is not overthink. Most people, after they visualize, guess what they're doing all day? Where is it? When's it going to come? Is it going to come today? Is it going to come tomorrow? Oh my God, it's already 8 p.m. I don't see the money coming in. Where's this stuff? Is BS. It's not working, right? That's usually where the mind goes. It's automatic. It's chaos thinking. We don't want to overthink it. We don't say, where is it? We don't search for it. Instead, we let. I'm sure you've heard that term before, let and allow the good. Well, most people just never explain, how do I do it? In these videos, you're going to learn how for everything. So step number 4 is after you visualize for 60 seconds, you've saw the end scene, you've constructed it in your imagination, you felt it to be true today. Step number 4 is you open your eyes up after the visualization technique. Then you get on with your day thinking differently. Okay, here's what I mean by that is you get busy building your business. You get busy, if you have a full-time job, working your full-time job. You get busy if it's the weekend, going to hang out, whatever you're doing, or going to run an errand or whatever it is. Also, if you have some downtime right afterwards, you're not going to do something, you can change your thinking and be obsessed with gratitude. Say thank you, thank you, thank you in your thoughts as if it's already done. So basically, instead of searching in your mind, overthinking, we just replace it with other thinking. We replace it with gratitude. We replace it with being busy with building the business or whatever it is, right? So we take our overthinking minds and just replace it with something different. What it's going to do is when you're in resistance mode, you're having resistant thoughts. You're having thoughts essentially opposite to what you want, and that's why it doesn't come. So if we're in empowered thinking, thank you, gratitude, getting busy with something else, your mind's not going to overthink about the desire. It's not going to block, self-sabotage as we call it, your manifestations from coming in. You're going to be in a clear energy to let and allow the good to come in. So basically, you're looking right, manifestations comes left, right? So it comes to you, attracts to you, rather than you trying to figure out where it's going to come from. You forcing it where it's going to come from. And again, in later videos, we'll talk about a little bit more tips and techniques around that. But for now, what you can do, again, is distract your thinking with thank you, thank you, thank you. And that's going to really help. Step number 5 is repeating this for every desire monetarily wise you have on a daily basis. You don't repeat the same one. After you let it go, you don't even think of it. But tomorrow, you ask for another set of money. You say an extra $200. The next day from there, you say an extra $1,000, right? So every day you repeat this process for various amounts of money, and you're going to constantly put out that intention and ask for what you want. You're going to get into a routine habit, a mental habit of asking for what you want, believing you've already received it. That's what step 2 and step 3 are about. And then actually receiving it. You have to be in a receiving mode. That's what step 4 and step 5 are all about. So ask, believe, receive is buried in this 5-step formula here and now. All right. So comment below if you have the entire process here. Step 1, make sure you have a present tense statement. Put that in the comments. Step number 2, make sure you have your end scene. You could say, yes, I got my end scene. I saw it. You can write out your end scene. That's okay as well. Step number 3, write down a feeling word that's going to exemplify, if I did this thing, if I already had this amount of money, this is how I'd feel. And that's what you match your inner speech within. Step number 4 is let and allow. Write down in the comments what you're going to distract your mind with. You're going to change your thinking. You're going to say thank you all day. You're going to be in nature. You're going to be more present. You're going to go work on your business. You're going to go to the next sales call or whatever it is. Go ahead and write that down, what you're going to be doing to let and allow better. And step number 5, just say, confirmed, I understand, repeat this for various amounts in the day, right? So what you're doing is, again, getting into a mental habit of asking, believing, receiving, but in a very unique way. It's not just like, well, how do I ask? How do I believe? How do I let? Right? A lot of people, a lot of teachers never really explain that. That's where I was always puzzled. Like, how do I do this stuff? And I hope this video today really explains all the nooks and crannies of how to do this. Once you've done this process, again, let go, and then come back to this video after a couple of days and then see where you're at. Write down if you're able to manifest the amount of money. And if not yet, that's okay. Just keep it moving with the ask, believe, receive process, a 5-step process here, and you're going to start to see something happen unexpectedly come in. With our members alone in our program, We put this out, this exact formula, in the first 4 modules of the program. We had over 1,500 wins, unexpected money posts come in within literally 6 months of having members go through that. I mean, that's huge. That's over about 200 to 300 people a month putting out what they wanted, getting back unexpected, literally from $200 all the way to $200,000, even though that doesn't sound believable, it doesn't sound possible. Those people that received that money, it wasn't a miracle. They run businesses, they run high ticket sales companies, and they were able to get in a very large chunk of money. So it's not like it was a lottery winner, it came out of nowhere, whatever it is, although that's possible. We had a lot of people that already had a certain amount of success coming in. But this process here will blow it out of the water. It's something I do on a daily basis for myself that, is the number one process in manifestation, personal development, anything like that. And last thing is a bonus tip within these 5 steps as you're going through this process is when you are thinking in terms of what you want, 3 times in a day, write down the word thank you 10 times. And what you're doing is visualizing, you're writing a note to the universe. Don't visualize anything else, but write down thank you and pretend you're writing it to the universe. Thank you, universe. You can even write thank you, comma, universe. Thank you, universe. Do it 3 times daily, maybe in the morning, somewhere in the afternoon, maybe after lunch or something like that, and then towards dinner or nighttime before bed. What you're going to do is it's going to allow you to be in that grateful place, thinking in terms of thanks, all ready for what's yours, all ready for what you've actually claimed in your imagination. It's going to keep you in a very high vibration, a high frequency to allow you to move things forward. All right, so try this 5-step process out. Let me know how it goes in the comments below. Definitely, again, throw a subscribe on this video here, as well as the bell icon to the channel so you can get notified when we put out great content like this. Manifestation techniques and methods, personal development, how to elevate your consciousness. This is all about how do I apply it? How do I get results? Not just knowing this personal development information or law of attraction. How do I actually use it and what to do with it? Scott Haug signing off here, and I really am looking forward to hearing about your big wins financially and what you're able to manifest here.